What's up, everybody? Q&A time. I got a couple questions regarding fitness, nutrition, and mindset, the main three things that are very, very important to make sure that you get your results. So let's dive in. So first question we got here is going to be, can you get big legs without barbell back squats? Have you ever seen a cyclist's legs before? They're pretty damn big. Look up track cyclists' legs. They're all quads. Massive, massive quads. The answer to that is yes. Yes, you can. You don't need to get on a bike and start pedaling up mountains and doing 100-mile rides. Nope. But have you ever heard of rear foot elevated split squats? Bulgarian split squats is another term for it. Those will get your legs big. You can also do things like lunge variations, walking lunges, split squats, heavier weights with those. You can also do things like squat variations, like a goblet squat, holding onto a kettlebell or dumbbell, holding onto two kettlebells for a front racked squat, doing a heels elevated squat as well. So there's many different squat and lunging variations that are gonna get your legs big. Forgot about step-ups. Step-ups are also great. A lot of people do step-ups with body weight, but you hold on to one or two dumbbells or kettlebells or put on a weighted vest and you do step-ups, those will also get your legs jacked. Something else that a lot of people don't really recognize when it comes to getting bigger legs is plyometrics and sprinting-based activities. When I mentioned the cyclist, I mentioned track cyclists because track cyclists have a very, very different style of the way they do. It's not like doing hundreds of miles at a good pace. They're sprinting and pushing and trying to ride as fast as possible for a shorter period of time. So rear foot elevated split squats, aka Bulgarian split squats, step ups, lunge variations, other ways to do weighted squats, and also sprinting and jumping based activities. Now when I say jumping, if you're doing any more than 20 reps of a jump, then the jump isn't challenging enough. Ideally, you want your jumps to be around ranges of 4 to 8 reps. Contrasting those with a heavy leg exercise, like let's say you do some heavy lunges and you contrast that with 5 jump squats right afterwards, yeah, that's gonna provide some muscle growth for your legs. All right, so yeah, you can get big legs without having to do barbell back squats. All right, next question we have here. So let's go with this one. All right, this is a big question. And I like this one because it's applicable to everybody. When your body and mind feel absolutely wiped out and you feel like you just need to finish up your home routine for the day, homework, bedtime, all the other stuff you got to do, how do you find inspiration to get that workout in? Add a little bit. Sometimes I struggle getting up the next morning because I'm so wiped out from the day before. Now, it's good they added that extra part in there because reading this first part, hey, that's a simple one. If you're waiting for the end of the day to do your workout, other things are going to pop up and it's going to be a little bit harder to get that workout done. That could be, I had to stay late at work. There was traffic, so I couldn't make it to the place on time if you're training at a gym. It could be, I just had a super stressful day. The last thing I want to do is get my workout in. I just want to go home and chill. Could be other things that pop up, other priorities. If you do it at the beginning of the day, it's very rare that you're going to get a text saying, hey, I need you to come in at like 6 a.m. to the office, or hey, I need you to do this. If you plan your workouts in the morning, in the beginning of the day, you're far more likely to doing it because other priorities aren't going to pop up. But given this question, sometimes it's harder to get up the next day. That can be tough. What you really want to do is you want to be intentional with your schedule and create boundaries around that workout. Making your workout a priority is going to make it a little more likely that you get it done. Another thing you can do is adapt the workout. If you are feeling wiped out, you're feeling stressed, but you want to get the mental aspect that you did a workout and stay on track, change the workout. Maybe you don't have time to go to the gym, do something at home. There's so many different resources that you can find, I can give you some by the way, that you can do on your own. So if you have a hard workout to do and you had that plan for 5:30 p.m., but you're just feeling wiped out, instead of doing that hard workout, do some mobility. Maybe do body weight. Maybe cut the workout in half. Instead of doing all 6 exercises, just do the main 3, the 3 that make you feel good and the ones that you really want to do. Cut the workout in half. That way you can say, hey, you know what? I still made the effort to get this workout done. And then mentally, you know that you have a form of accomplishment, and it feels better than just not doing it at all. So make it a priority, number 1. Try to schedule it around a time where nobody's going to mess with that time. And number 3, adapt the workout based on how you feel that day. All right, next question. What's the difference between conditioning and HIIT? HIIT is high intensity interval training. To me, we got conditioning here and HIIT here, all right? Conditioning is a form of cardio with an intent and purpose. We're trying to improve something. While HIIT is just different forms of circuit to get your heart rate up. There are many different ways of doing HIIT. There's AMRAPs, EMOMs, Tabatas, different ways that you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this for 30 seconds, and I'm going to take a 20-second rest, and I'm going to do this for 6 rounds of these 5 exercises. That would be considered HIIT. So HIIT is just a larger term for circuit-based training. Conditioning is specific to either the athlete or the person. They want something out of it. I'll give you an example. If somebody wants to become a better sprinter, they want to be able to sprint faster, they're not really going to get much out of it if they're just doing HIIT workouts. Let's say they're just doing circuits, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. That's not really going to improve their sprinting. Instead, what they would have to do is they'd have to do anaerobic intervals, which are anywhere between 5 to 12 seconds of work, but this is hard, 100% effort and intensity with a much longer rest, anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds of rest. So if you're doing 10 seconds of work, you're going to pair that up with 50 seconds of rest. Most people that are used to HIIT will be like, I'm resting for way too long. I need to go. I need to keep my heart rate up. Nope. The idea here for that style of training, for conditioning, anaerobic interval training, is to increase your anaerobic capacity, which is an energy system that our body uses. Anaerobic means without oxygen. If you sprint up a flight of stairs, you might feel like Superman. Ha! I just sprinted up these stairs. I feel great. But within 15 seconds, you're going to be like, starved for oxygen. That's anaerobic. You performed, and your body used the reserves that it has with oxygen, and then you have to recover afterwards. HIIT training, they're just trying to keep your heart rate up as high as they can for the amount of time. So HIIT is all-encompassing of the circuit, of like different kinds of circuit training out there, AMRAPs, EMOMs, different circuits, Tabatas, while conditioning is cardio-based training, but with a purpose. Whether that's I'm trying to sprint faster, I'm trying to improve my stamina, I'm trying to improve my power in the 4th quarter of a game. I'll give you an example. One of my clients, he is looking to do a 50-mile bike race. And on this bike race, the hardest part for him is there's 3 separate, very steep, long inclines. And he tells me that he loses power near the end. So for him, I have him doing a certain type of training, which is called high-intensity continuous training, which is fairly boring, but basically what you're doing is you're trying to keep your intensity high for a long period of time. One of the best examples of this is I have him doing step-ups on a box, a pretty high box, about 16 inches, step-ups for 20 minutes nonstop. But the intention is he's going to step up with a good amount of power, as if he's going to jump on that one leg. So I have him doing that to be able to sustain a high amount of power for a long period of time. So that way, when he's grinding those gears on his way up the hill, because he's going to be pedaling up that hill for much more than 5 minutes. So having him do these step-ups for 20 minutes is gonna help transfer over to his race. So that way he's not gonna get gassed out as easily. Versus if I just gave him a random HIIT workout, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. So conditioning is cardio with an intention, with a focus and a desired result to improve with some capacity. All right, so that's the difference between conditioning and HIIT. Let's go one more question. I like this one. Can I get as big as a bodybuilder without heavy weights? Absolutely. Also, bodybuilders are different comparisons. You got to think of this, right? So there's the natural league of bodybuilding, and then there's bodybuilding. If there's a natural bodybuilding category, well, that means that this category, the only way you can compete is if you're taking steroids. All right? Now, steroids are going to make you jacked if you're working out. Well, this category, the natural category, they don't look anywhere near as monstrous as those that do take steroids. They all lift heavy, though. But what you can do is you can still get big by not lifting as heavy. And when we say heavy, there's a difference, all right? You can't lift 5-pound dumbbells and expect to get bigger. It's not gonna happen. But you also don't have to lift 100-pound dumbbells to get bigger either. What we wanna do is we wanna spend more time under tension. So here's an example. Let's say we're doing let's just keep it easy, right? We're doing a shoulder press, right? We're pressing up, we're doing a shoulder press here, okay? And I can do, let's say I have 25-pound dumbbells, one in each hand, right? Pressing up. Let's say I'm like, you know what? I can easily do 15 reps at just this pace. 1 second up, 1 second down. Well, to make that more challenging, let's say I don't want to put too much stress and strain on my shoulder. Instead of increasing the weight and going to 35 or 45-pound dumbbells, what I'll do instead is I'll press them up and I'll take 3, 2, 1 as I lower them. So I'll press them up, 3, 2, 1 as I lower. So I'm keeping the same amount of weight. But if I'm taking 3 seconds to lower the weight, I might only do 10 reps of that. So here's an example, right? If I'm doing 15 reps, 1 second up, 1 second down, that's gonna take me 30 seconds to complete. Now, if I do 1 second up, 3, 2, 1 as I lower the weight, then 10 reps will actually take me 40 seconds. So I'm doing less reps at the same weight, but my body has more time under tension. That will improve the hypertrophy gains that you get from that. So that will increase muscle mass. So you don't have to lift super heavy. You don't have to be doing hundreds and hundreds of pounds to get bigger. You just need to prioritize more time under tension. And there's different techniques you can do. You can do partial reps. So if I'm doing a push-up, I would go down, halfway up, down, all the way back up. What that's doing is that's keeping more tension inside the muscle. You can also throw in some static holds. So let's use that push-up example again. Let's say I do a push-up, I go down, I'm gonna hold the bottom of the push-up position for 3, 2, 1, press it up. Down, 3, 2, 1, press it up. So now if I do 10 push-ups, that's gonna take me at least 30 seconds because I'm spending 3 seconds down there in the hardest position where my muscles are tensed. That requires no weight whatsoever, and it will help definitely get you the hypertrophy gains and build some muscle. So, no, you don't need to lift heavy, but you do need to lift an amount of weight that is challenging for your body, but also one that you can handle appropriately. A good rule of thumb is if you can't move it slowly, it's too heavy for you. So start slow with the movements and then build up from there. Got plenty more questions that I would love to answer for you. Feel free, if you have any questions at all, send them to me. I'm gonna be doing plenty more of these videos, and I got some more that I'm gonna save here. But we're gonna do about 3 to 5 questions at a time. Today, we're gonna keep it simple with those 3 questions. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you have anything, feel free to reach out, put a little comment on here, and I'll be doing these once a month at the end of the month. Thank you very much. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.